Hello friends, this is Dr. Jyoti Saxena and I welcome you to my channel Biotech Made Easy. Today's video is on poisonous mushrooms of the world. Not all the mushrooms are edible. Some can make you sick because they are deadly poisonous and some of them are even fatal. So let's see what are the poisonous mushrooms. What are mushrooms? Mushrooms belong to kingdom fungi and not to the fruits or vegetable category. It doesn't belong to plant kingdom. This is a kind of microorganism. These are fleshy fruiting bodies of the fungi that produce the spores, and these have the cap like structure on the top, and also you can say the umbrella kind of shape, and the main body is mycelium, which is underground if they are growing wild, and that cannot be seen easily. You need some microscope to see it. But the reproductive part or the fruiting body, that can be seen, and that is the one which is eaten. And some of the mushrooms are nutritious and they are called as edible and they are safe to consume and they are relished all over the world. But others contain the powerful toxins, and because of that they can be very hazardous and lethal also. So let's see what are the toxins in the poisonous mushrooms. They contain different type of chemicals such as amatoxin, psilocybin, muscarine, ibotenic acid, coprin, norlucin, gyrometrin, etc. So different type of poisons or the toxins are there in the mushrooms. Amatoxin is of course the most deadly one, and it causes the liver failure, and most of the toxicity and the poisonous cases all around the world are because of this amatoxin. And muscarine is the neurotoxin which disturbs the nervous system. It goes up to the brain also. And ibotenic acid is known for causing the hallucinations. So these are different type of toxins which are present in the mushrooms. Besides, these can cause the multiple organ failure. Liver failure is one, but the kidney failure and other organs are also failed because of the consumption of these poisonous mushrooms. And sometimes they act very slowly. To see the symptoms, it may take around 6 to 24 hours, and that makes the treatment difficult because this is the period when the patient or the person who has consumed it feels normal, so that person doesn't go to the doctor and they don't take the medical help. So after that this period is over, and then they go to the doctor, and then it becomes difficult to treat these patients. Symptoms can vary. There may be slight gastrointestinal discomfort, which is, not very serious, but there may be the death or the fatality can also be seen in about 10 days. And another very important thing about this is that no universal antidote is present right now. So if the poisoning takes place, then there is no universal medicine or universal antidote which can be given to all the patients. Like for snake bite is there, the antidote is there. So that is easy to treat. But here, this type of poisoning is very hard to treat. Now let's see what are the deadly mushrooms of the world. So the first one is death cap, which is known as Amanita phalloides scientifically. And you see, this is the picture, and if you just look at the picture, then you will see that it's looking like a normal edible mushroom, but this is the deadliest one, most poisonous one, and most of the toxicity, 90% of the mushroom poisoning of the world takes place because of consuming this death cap. The toxin which is present here is the amatoxin, which is the most toxic chemical in the mushrooms, and it targets the liver cells. So generally the liver cells are damaged, and because of that the liver failure takes place. It blocks RNA polymerase because the RNA polymerase is blocked, so messenger RNA is not formed, proteins are not formed. So because of that the fatalities. So the next one is destroying angel. Look at the picture. It is white in color and it is looking harmless, resembling to the edible species. That's why it is known as destroying angel. Just looking at the wild mushroom, you cannot say whether it can be eaten or not. And of course, pure white. Same toxin as the death cap, that means it has amatoxin. Of course, it is fatal. We already know about that. And it is confused with the edible species. And scientifically, if we see, it is ectomycorrhizal fungi, which is in the symbiotic relationship with the different type of roots of higher plants. And the vomiting, cramps, delirium, convulsions, and diarrhea, these kind of symptoms are there if it is eaten. Then the next one is fly agaric. And look at the picture. It looks so beautiful. It has red caps with the white warts on it, and traditionally it was used as an insecticide, and that's why it is known as fly agaric, because it was used for trapping the flies, and it causes poisoning, especially in children, but fatality is rare. So there may be poisoning cases, but mortality is not there, or fatality is not there. And toxin present here is mucimol and ibotenic acid, which causes hallucination. So that kind of hallucination symptoms are seen here. And this one appeared in art and literature since Renaissance because it looks so beautiful. You might have seen this picture in different type of depictions, pictorial depictions of fairy tale and children's stories, where this fly agaric is used. Now the next one is poison fire coral or Podostroma cornudemi, which is its scientific name. And Podostroma is these days known as Trichoderma cornudemi. And look at the picture, because it is looking like a coral and its color is red to orange, so that's why it looks like it's a fire color, so that's why it is known as poison fire coral. It's common in Japan and Korea. Highly toxic. Again, this one is also very toxic, resembles the Ganoderma and cordyceps, which are edible food, which are edible mushrooms, so that's why the confusion is there. And it contains trichothysin mycotoxins. That mycotoxins are the toxins which are present in different fungi. And it is absorbed by the skin. So once it is absorbed by the skin, then you will see that initial symptom will be the skin peeling and the hair loss. But then afterwards, and if it is ingested and it goes inside the intestine, then the organ failure is possible. Next one is autumn skullcap. Look at the picture. And this is found in northern hemisphere. That means the northern part of the equator, North America, Europe, etc., part of Asia. It is known as funeral bell or deadly galerina also, because it can cause the death. And it is brown to yellow brown in color. It grows on the conifer wood. Toxin is amatoxin. So whenever this name comes, amatoxin, that means it is deadly. And abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, these are the symptoms. These are the initial symptoms. And liver and kidney failure is possible if the medication is not given. Next one is deadly dapperling. So this is the deadly dapperling's picture. It grows in grassy area, parks and gardens. It can grow very easily. You can see that. It resembles fairy ring merismium, which is a non-poisonous species. And fairy ring, it is known because it grows in a circle. And the folklore is that it grows wherever the fairies dance. So deadly amount of alpha amanitin is present here in this particular mushroom. Gastroenteritis and nausea, vomiting, these are the initial symptoms. and gastric signs mislead the treatment because doctor doesn't know that it is because of the mushroom poisoning. Then he may give you the medication just for the gastroenteritis, but by the time we come to know about the mushroom poisoning, by that time the symptoms always appear. So that is the big problem with these, and many cases of fatality have been recorded. That is again because it resembles the merismium, which is a edible species. Now let's see how these toxins actually work. See, first thing is that the absorption takes place. Before the absorption, we have to consume the poisonous mushroom. As soon as it reaches into the intestine, there it is absorbed and it goes into the bloodstream, and from there it reaches to different organs. And in between, there is a silent phase of 6 to 24 hours, which is actually the dangerous time period, because this is the period when the person feels normal or little unwell, so that person doesn't feel like going to the doctor. So that is why this is the most dangerous phase. And then the cellular attacks takes place, which is organ specific. Like amatoxin, it works on the or it attacks the liver cells. So then it reaches to the liver and different type of organs, and these organs and the cells of these organs, they cannot regenerate very rapidly. So that is why the main problem. Hepatotoxicity, that takes place through the amatoxin. As we know that the amatoxin is quite dangerous and lots of fatality is there because of these. It attacks the RNA polymerase 2, and because of that the messenger RNA is not formed. At the same time, the protein synthesis also stops. So that's how it is hepatotoxic. Next one is nephrotoxicity, which is caused by orelinin and many other toxins which are present in the mushrooms. And here the tubules of kidney are attacked, and there is lots of oxidative stress. So because of that, the kidney failure takes place. And neurotoxicity is also possible by many toxins like ibotenic acid or isozazole. So in this case, the hallucination can take place and the confusion, and it may go to the nervous system and can damage the brain also. And at last, there may be the organ failure. So that is how the toxins work. Now, the question is, if these are so poisonous mushrooms, then why people eat the wild species? So there are actually various reasons why people go for the wild species. First is the traditions and the cultural heritage. Going for the search of these wild species or foraging, this has been tradition in many communities. So one generation after other, they go for the foraging, and the young ones follow their elders, and they are also dependent on whatever knowledge their elders has given to them for the identification. So this is in their culture. So that is the first reason. And it is also considered as the delicacy, especially in the mountain areas. It is known as the mountain delicacy. And locally, this is, highly prized cuisine. This is a part of their cuisine. So they go and they collect the wild species and eat. So sometimes the confusion may be there in the identification. And yeah, look-alike problem is always there, because many of these poisonous mushrooms, they just look like the edible mushroom. Just if you see their morphology and the structure, then anyone can get confused that it is edible species. So that's why some skilled person should be there for the identification. Overconfidence due to weather, location, age of the mushroom. Many people who go for the collection of these wild species very commonly, they may have the overconfidence, but because of the weather conditions, or because with the age also, sometimes the color and morphology change, and sometimes the location can also be the cause of the misinterpretation or misidentification. It is highly nutritious because many of these wild species, not the poisonous one, but otherwise the wild species of mushroom, they are very nutritious. So, because of their nutritious value and because of their medicinal values, people love to have this wild species, and they are, in the market, you get them at very high cost. So, that is again another reason. And the economic reasons are also there, because there are certain time of crisis when the food is not available. Suppose the war time is going or the pandemic time is there. So in those cases, the people who are living in that area, they have to depend on whatever is locally available to them. So that's why they go and get the wild species and eat them. Now let's see what are the common myths related to the poisonous mushrooms. Many people say if the bright color is there, so never eat the bright color mushroom because they are poisonous. But that's not true. You just saw that some of the mushrooms, they look so harmless, they are so white in color and they resemble many edible species. So this is a myth. Poisonous mushrooms taste bitter. This is also common feeling that if it is poisonous, then the taste is going to be bitter. But that is again not the case. When people eat it at that time, the taste is normal. So they eat it, and then the poisoning takes place. If insects are eating, then it is safe for human. Again, that is not true, because insects can digest many of these toxins, but human beings cannot. People also think that we are not eating it raw, we are cooking it, so the toxins will be destroyed. But that is not the case. Even the cooking does not destroy these toxins because these are heat stable. Silver spoon test was done long back. While cooking, the silver coin or silver spoon was put into the pan, and if it changes the color, it becomes black in color, then people used to think that it has certain toxin. Otherwise, they feel that it is safe to eat. But again, that is also a myth. It doesn't work. All above are false statements. So, there is a big no for all of these. So, if you are eating or consuming any wild species, then one has to be very careful, and it has to be checked again and again that the right kind of species we are eating. What to do in suspected poisoning? Suppose by mistake the poisonous mushroom has been consumed, then what one should do? Go to hospital immediately. There is no question about that. Then first, if you know that you have eaten the poisonous mushroom, go to the doctor. Do not wait for any symptoms to appear, because symptoms may appear after the silent phase of 6 to 24 hours. And by the time the symptoms appear, the toxin is already working on your kidneys and on your different organs, liver, etc. Avoid self-medication. Many people think that will take some medicine and will be okay. But no, I already told you that there is very dangerous kind of fatality also possible, and we do not know which mushroom we have eaten. So that's why avoid the self-medication. It is always safe to go to the hospital. Try to find out the identity of the mushroom, because then it will be easier for the medication. If you can tell which mushroom you have consumed, then the doctor would know what type of toxin has gone into your intestine. Now, what are the golden safety rules? The safety rules are that morphology alone cannot distinguish the edible and poisonous mushroom. Just by looking at the mushroom, you cannot be sure that it is safe for the consumption. So, just do not rely on the morphology alone. Then never eat wild mushrooms without expert identification. There should be certain experts, and if they are saying that this is uh, consumable, then only it should be eaten. Otherwise, the wild mushrooms should never be eaten. And do not rely on the appearance or the taste, because the taste is good and appearance is very good, so it can be eaten. No. And prefer cultivated mushrooms only. For normal people, it is the safest method is that you go to the market, and whatever is the cultivated species, only you buy that and eat that only. And if the poisoning takes place, then go to the doctor immediately. Seek the medical help immediately, because it can be fatal. So, some people eat the wild species because they think it has medicinal value. They think it is more nutritious in nature. Some people go for the pleasure of going towards the nature again, or for the pleasure of the foraging. But that is okay. But consumption of these without any identification can be very dangerous. So one should be very careful while eating the wild species. So that is all for today. Thank you so much.